So I recently went on Google and I just punched in second stimulus check update. And this article keeps coming up by Forbes, which was done by this guy named Shahir Ziv, okay? And he did an article on Forbes, and basically the title of this article is, "Sorry, Republicans refuse to budge on second round of stimulus checks." If you guys do a little bit of research, you'll find that this article is actually trending right now. It has about 930,000 views, which is pretty insane for a topic like this. Now, what I'm going to do in this video is actually go through this article, talk about what this guy is saying, and tell you guys a couple things that you guys need to know, because key point right now, and pretty much the preface of this video, is going to be there are going to be a lot of people trying to take advantage of misinformation right now on the web. Sources like Forbes and other news agencies are really going to throw in a lot of politics, a lot of BS into this situation, and try to persuade readers in one direction or another when they have no idea what they are talking about. So my job really on this channel is for me to break down a lot of this BS that is out here. I really don't want any of my subscribers out here to be misinformed or think, oh, just because of Republicans, we're not going to get a second round of stimulus checks. So much stupid things. And before I get started with this article too, I always like to read whoever is the contributor or the writer for that article just to see where their background is. And interestingly enough, Shahir Ziv's actually been writing a couple articles for Forbes lately. He's the founder of this company called Acing Your Finances, and he's worked with other universities, I guess just teaching people about money and stuff. But with Forbes, he's definitely had a good amount of articles posted. But one of the things that you guys will notice is that there's a lot of inconsistencies with his work, especially when it comes to not involving politics. Because in April 28th, which was, I would say, about a month ago, a glimmer of hope emerges for a second stimulus check. Now it's, sorry, Republicans refuse to budge on second round of stimulus checks. Or we go through other things and it just involves different politicians. Schumer tries to tame Trump's ego, prevent president from branding additional stimulus checks, stop criticizing Harvard for receiving $9 million in stimulus money, blame Congress. And then we look at his page and then what do we find? Oh, I've worked with Harvard in the past. And then we go through other articles that he's done, and there's so many red flags. And to me, it's like, people look up to Forbes as a reliable source, and I'm gonna have to say, guys, be very careful about a lot of these news sources. Now, I'm really just a nobody, but even your boy was able to get an article featured on Forbes. I'm 23 years old. I really haven't done that much in this life, and all it takes is just having a couple people in your network or knowing the right people. So very easy to get on Forbes. If you guys want to stay up to date with a lot more information, don't forget to check me out on Instagram too, @CreditBrian. This is kind of old news. Some of my older subscribers, my day ones, will know that the article is up. But the whole point of me mentioning that was not this clout thing. It's not this flex. To me, it is so easy for unqualified people to be on these reputable sources because at the end of the day, Forbes is getting all these views. This guy gets his name too. He gets a little bit of the clout because, people are going to be like, okay, I've seen your name somewhere. But in reality, Forbes is the one getting all this traffic. And I dare you guys to open up a Forbes article without any ad blocker, without signing into anything, and you'll see the tons of ads that take up like 40% of your space. They're making a lot of their money off ads. Forbes is a reputable source. I know a lot of BS people be on here, but that's the issue right now. Now, look at this. Trump's ego may delay your $1,200 stimulus check. How some rich Americans are getting stimulus checks. Think about what type of stance this individual may have. It may not be Republican. He may be very one-sided in a certain direction. So knowing all that, let's go through the article. No, there is not growing support for a second stimulus payment. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but here it is. There is no growing bipartisan consensus to issue a second stimulus check. Whether a one-time payment or a monthly reoccurring payment, Republicans are stymieing efforts, and given their control of the Senate and the White House, the concept is as good as dead without their backing. If anything, recent Republican commentary has... What is that word? Is this even... I'm sorry, guys. I need to Google this real quick, my brother. Coalesced. Okay, here we go. If anything, recent Republican commentary has coalesced against a second round of direct payments. Now, he starts off this article by really trying to form an alliance with his readers. Now, if you guys think about old 10th grade English days, this comes down to ethos. Do you guys remember that? Ethos, logos, like pathos. You're really trying to empathize or get some type of backing, and one of the best ways to do that is to point your finger at a common enemy or at a misinterpreted common enemy. He starts with that. He continues this article by rallying people behind him. Yes, another payment would be incredibly impactful. No, duh. Everyone wants that right now. But he's saying this because a lot of readers are going to also align with him. So he says something very interesting, he aligns them, and then he's going to go into his reasoning. So while the first round of stimulus payments, $1,200 for individuals, $2,400 for those filing jointly, and $500 for each of their kids was crucial for many Americans, it was not enough. A Bankrate survey found that 50% of respondents anticipated that economic impact payments would sustain them for less than 3 months. Another survey conducted by Simply Wise in mid-April not only reinforced this point, but also underscored the predicament that many Americans are in. 63% responded that they would need another stimulus check within 3 months. All this is news that you guys probably know. This is nothing new. People need money. People are saying that they need money, and they are doing surveys saying that they need money. We know this. He continues to say there's a lot of confusion about a second stimulus check. Almost immediately following passage of the CARES Act, new proposals for additional direct aid to Americans started popping up. Most recently, there's been increasing Democratic support for a proposal that Congressman Tim Ryan and Ro Khanna had put forward in mid-April. The Emergency Money for the People's Act to provide $2,000 monthly payments to qualifying Americans. If you guys have been following me for the past few weeks, you guys know I made a dedicated video talking about the Emergency Money for the People's Act. This guy is pretty much just saying what is out here already. The operative word, however, is Democratic. Adding 10 Democratic co-sponsors to a Democrat-sponsored bill is not going to move the needle without support from the other side of the political aisle. It certainly doesn't signal increased consensus for a second stimulus check. It is the equivalent of a husband thinking that new support from his 10 best friends increases the likelihood of winning an argument with his spouse. Or in the political realm, the same as more people in California, a state that awards electoral votes on a winner-take-all basis, announcing in 2016 that they were voting for Hillary Clinton. Going down towards the article, he then talks about President Trump's recent statements regarding the question of whether or not there should be a second stimulus check. And President Trump responded by saying, I really want payroll tax cuts. I feel like that is okay. Okay, we agree with that. That is probably the most valid thing I can find in this article. It's that statement because that's what Trump wants. He wants the payroll tax cut. I'm not going to go into full details of all the things he says. He brings up other Republican leaders that have given their quotes, and he talks about some of their oppositions that they've had. This right here, he's sorting this from the Hill right now. And although this is a congressional news site, you have to be very careful when Forbes is already getting their sources from other news sources. So it's like, it's going to be a lot of what he said, she said, and pulling out words out of context in interviews. I feel like that's one of the worst things you guys can do to really make anyone sound a certain way. And yeah, if you have common sense, you'll know if you take words out of context, you can make any situation make the way you want it to look. I'm not going to go into more details talking about this, but I want to talk about his concluding sentence. He finishes this off by saying the evolving focus of Republicans and Democrats. This is the last 3 paragraphs that he has left for this article. Republicans have started coalescing around a uniform set of talking points, not only opposing direct stimulus payments, but also reframing the conversation around other topics, including a liability shield for companies. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who will control the shape of much of the next stimulus package, has called liability protections a must-have red line for Republicans. This is a debate that's been going on. So to the Republicans' eyes, basically, the Democrats, it looks like they're trying to take a lot more money than they need in order to fix a lot of the mistakes that they've made with budgeting in the past, giving it to state and local governments. The idea right now is that the Republicans are opposed to that, and they want to be able to support a lot of their small business owners. There's a huge focus on that. Even Democrats, while not abandoning direct payments, have shifted focus to a laundry list of other relief priorities, including providing additional money to cash-strapped states and cities, expanding unemployment benefits, and food stamp funding. Pelosi tipped her hand about which of these is top of mind when she drew a line in the sand saying, there will not be a bill without state and local assistance. Does this mean another round of stimulus checks is off the table? No, but it does show that a second direct payment may not be at the top of the negotiating list. But you just started this article by saying, sorry, Republicans refuse to budge on second round of stimulus checks. With so many direct, it's so much. Like, you guys think YouTubers clickbait? Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, we do clickbait, but shoot, man, Forbes, it's another level. With so many competing priorities for Democrats, the question will be whether additional payments are predominant or a bargaining chip to secure other concessions. The more opposition emerges for Republicans, the more likely it is to be the latter. Sorry. He pretty much ends this article by putting the blame continuously on the other party of Republicans. Instead of focusing on the facts right now, it's going to be a debate and just throwing in politics to confuse a lot of the people. Yes, a lot of this news does generate good media and content for websites like Forbes, but honestly, it's crooked and it's annoying to people like us who are actually trying to find the right information. This is my job. I don't want you guys to spend 4 or 5 hours going through a lot of BS. I will do it for you. I will go through my entire day trying to find out the right legitimate information in order to give you guys 10 minutes worth of the right thing you need to know for this day. So guys, this is one of the reasons why I believe YouTube is one of the most powerful and best emerging platforms out here. Even with an article like Forbes, look, they purposely took out a comment section so people can't just like uprise this. You can't thumbs down an article like this, because if you could, I'm telling you, man, this guy Shahir Ziv, he'd be shaking, okay? His knees would be shaking, his palms would be sweaty, and his arms like spaghetti. Like, that was not cool. That was not funny. Not funny, Brian. You're so unhappy. That's pretty much the sum of the article. I mean, I really want to give you guys an idea that this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Republicans are not completely against stimulus checks. The idea is that everyone here is on board to giving more money to the Americans. So one of the reasons why the government may be opposed to stimulus checks is because they just want to allocate their funds in the proper places at this moment. It's going to be very rare for us to hear a politician just flat out say, no, we don't need a stimulus check. No one else deserves to get one. That is not the question. Everyone is on board on the idea that we need more stimulus and that we need more help during these times. Politicians right now are just working out different bills in order for us to pass the right things during the right times, in order for us to not be spending trillions and trillions of dollars on efforts that really aren't going to do much. I don't believe one party out here is completely opposed to stimulus checks. That's just annoying. Okay, Shahar Ziv, that's annoying, man. But anyways, guys, please don't let a lot of these articles you see online sway you in one way or another. Our Congress is meeting right now. They are progressing towards different bills. If we do get any more additional updates, I will inform you as soon as possible. We should be hearing a lot more monumental updates within the next few days regarding on the decision of the second stimulus check. I know there are going to be people watching this video who are having issues with their first check. I know some of you guys have not received it. I also know people are having issues with unemployment benefits too. If you guys are in that type of situation, please let me know down below in the comments. I'm really curious to see where a lot of the people are with the stages of their check, because some people are saying like, yo, how are we focused on a second one if I should have received my first one last month and I still haven't gotten anything? So there are definitely good points to be made. Like always, you guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like on this video. If you guys want to support this channel in any way without losing anything, you guys can also sign up for an app called Webull. If you guys deposit $100 into this app, you can get a chance to winning 2 free stocks, one valued at $1,400. But you have to deposit $100. Some people are saying, yeah, Brian, I'm not seeing the second stock at $1,400. Deposit $100. It's going to be a chance for you guys to win. I'm hearing from a lot of people that they are getting a lot more higher payouts than you would if you signed up for an app like Robinhood. That's why I took out Robinhood. Robinhood sucks right now. They've let a lot of people down. I'm going with apps that are paying out high amounts to other people. So thank you all for the support. Thank you all for the kind words and messages. I will be keeping you guys up to date with all the new information. I love every single one of you guys. You guys are absolutely insane. Like some of you guys they're like some really nice people like watching these videos. I love you guys. God bless all of you guys. You are seriously amazing. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.